Hey everybody, it's Fool. I'm gonna do this voice meme thing. Sorry, but I don't know how to do just the voice thing. So, like Monroe, I'm gonna do a video, and like Gaz, I think Gaz put a video up too. So, what is your name? My name is Corey. Um, some of you know that because Amanda comes on and calls me Corey. Everybody calls me Fool. That's fine. What is my quest? Right now, it's to be more active. Okay, in a broader sense, it's to survive school. I know I don't talk a lot about my personal life. Maybe I do, I don't really know, but school is just kicking my ass. As you can see, my room is just a disaster behind me. Um, so my quest right now is to get that straightened out because actually right now I'm skipping a class because I feel like shit. So sorry if I'm not allowed to curse in this either. What's my favorite color? I like yellow. Yellow is a good color. I'll go with that. Do I read comic books? Um, I never actually collected comic books to read them. I like reading about them. I've read like all of Marvel Wiki. Does that count? I guess not. I guess I'm cheating. Do I speak a foreign language? No, my boyfriend speaks German, so, and I'm taking German, so a lot of times we'll speak German to each other, but it's really horrible, so I'm not gonna do it here. What thread have I been stalking? Um, I was stalking the Bullseye thread because I was only in it with, I think, like one post. But I'm still stalking that thread. But I've been kind of out of the loop lately. So besides that, Fionn and Evie's thread is pretty adorable. And I love him. And her, of course, but so I've kind of been stalking that. Can I tell you a little bit about each of my characters? Okay. So as the older members know, I've cut back entirely on my characters. When I came back the last time, a couple months ago, I deleted everyone but Telford, who I hadn't played yet. And then people were like, oh my god, you got rid of Cal, so I brought him back. So those are my only two characters at the moment. My older one is called Eretri. He's a member of the Brotherhood that's pretty high up there in the ranks. I think he's like Mag's like side right hand man. What is it called? Is that it? His right hand guy or whatever, next to Mystique. So that's pretty cool. He is Scottish. And when he was younger, he lived in a town near Glasgow with his parents. And when his little sister was born, they moved to England because they thought that the education systems in Newcastle would be better than Scotland. So he's got kind of a mixed up accent. And he he's actually not a horrible person. When he was younger, he got bullied a lot, and that's kind of how his mutation came out. And he accidentally killed a kid because he was being shoved around, and his body in self-defense just like boiled that person alive, and he was like all of a sudden regarded as like this big bully, and like all the kids started following him. So he got pretty used to the idea of power pretty early on. Um, and then at one point in his life, his parents told him, you need to go out and get a job, we're not going to support you anymore. So he tried to, but nobody would hire him because he was a mutant. Because in the UK, around the time of him growing up, mutants were just totally like, you didn't want to be a mutant. You could be like put to death for being a mutant. They were just frowned upon in society, and you couldn't get away with having anything to do with mutants. So Cal went home and he said to his parents, I can't get a job because I'm a mutant. And he figured they would be disappointed, but he didn't think that his dad would like freak out. So his dad freaked out and like attacked him, and Calder just kind of backed up against the wall, and all of a sudden his parents were dead. And he didn't know what to do, so he left. And he left his little sister, who was like 10. And then he just started traveling around the UK, just pretty much stirring up a revolution for mutants, so that mutant rights would come about, and it was very violent and whatever. His history's a little wonky because he had like a lot of relationships developed on the old site, and then all those characters left, so he's just kind of out in the open right now. My other character is Telford Porter. He's a canon, surprisingly. I'm going to talk faster because my camera's battery is running out. Telford was born and raised in Milton, Massachusetts, which is in Boston, I think. And he had a very shitty life, and his parents were divorced. And his mom kind of drank and slept around, which is how Jane came to be. And when he was younger, he had a sister, Jane, who left. So he doesn't really remember her. And then he used to live kind of between his mom and dad. And his parents didn't like him very much because he was kind of a jerk. And he would, like, steal all the time. And he would just, like treated people like shit, and he was just like that stereotypical bad kid that you see in school, like in high schools. His dad used to like hit him and stuff and like beat him, so he has like the same temper as his dad, so occasionally when you mess with him he'll just explode and get like really angry, but he's not very strong, so I mean that's bad for him because he gets himself in situations that he has to run away from, and Telford's really a coward. Because his power is just being able to run away from things, so that's what he does. I'm trying to think what... Okay, so around the time that he was 16, he left America because he was tired of being, like, shoved around by his dad or whatever, so he went to England because he loved The Who, and he wanted to be like Keith Moon. So he went to London, and in order to like survive, he started stealing like money from banks and stuff until he accumulated all this money, and he bought a house, and it was like a big house, and he was like living alone. So he hired a butler to take care of him, who's Dougal or Aidan Bracey, and Aiden basically told him that you're an idiot, you can't keep stealing shit and like have people are going to be suspicious if this little American boy came out of nowhere and all of a sudden people are like losing their money and their jewels and you just have all this money. Like, people are going to be suspicious, so you need to put on a front and you need to pretend that you belong here. You need to say that the money came from somewhere else, and that kind of developed like the two sides of Telford. So the Telford Porter that you see in the New York City tabloids, this really like uppity British kind of bachelor party animal, is the fake Telford, and Vanisher, who, if you ever talk to him, if he's dressed as Vanisher, is just this American kid that goes around and steals people's shit, is more the actual Telly, which is weird for me because I like to imagine him as like this posh British guy. So right now he's kind of stuck because he can't think of which side of him is the real side, and he's been kind of, he never cared about that before, but now that Evie's like in the picture and he wants to like be true to her, he's been trying to explain it to himself and he can't. And a word about his mutation. I should probably explain this. He is canon, so it explains that he like is a really good teleporter, better than Nightcrawler, because Nightcrawler has to be able to have like, or be partially familiar with his like the place that he's going, and Telford doesn't. He has this like innate sense of direction, so he can't get lost, which I think is pretty nifty. He can also make things like disappear and like appear. You can like call them, which I thought was really neat too. He's not very good at it though, often when he like sends things places or tries to call them, they end up going off to like random places that he doesn't want them to go, or like not getting to him when he calls them, or like weird things. Also, he's able to travel like between dimensions, so he can see like everything at once, like all over the world, like because he doesn't get lost, he can see like everything. So his eyesight's really sucky, and when it's dark, he can't see like anything, because it makes it harder to concentrate on the universe that he's in, and his like he has no sense of color, so he can't see colors, and it's just really funny. I don't know. I think it's funny because I don't know. I think it's cute, but yeah. So that's his deal, and I guess I should go to the next question. How was my day? My day was shitty. My week was shitty. This semester's kind of shitty. It's fine. You guys may have noticed that I've been around a lot, which sucks ass. I'm now a triple major. That's 3. Triple major. Which I thought would be actually easier than the major that I had before, but it's not. So I'm having a lot of trouble keeping up with that. What are my feels about Jules? Me and Jules talk all the time. In my phone, my texting like tells me how many texts have been sent, and I think she's number 1 under my boyfriend. That we text a lot and we talk a lot. I have so many feels for you, Jules. That sounds really creepy. No, I love Jules. We didn't really know each other too well on the old site, and then when I came back here, we just offhanded like, oh, let's make Telford know Evelyn, because that would be cute. And now they're in like this wrapped up thing together, and I swear to God, we talk about them like 70% of the day. So that's really great. How did I get here? Like here? Well, I walked from my class. If you mean the board, I helped create the board. If you mean this thread, I saw it and I clicked on it. So, I don't know what you mean by here. What inspires me? Right now I'm not feeling very inspired about anything, but usually it's just people that do great things and are really cool with people, and I guess put others before themselves, and I try and model myself after them. I'm not really sure what inspires me. Good writing inspires me. You guys inspire me every day. Which of my characters should we plot with? Well, I think most people have either plotted with Telford, or like know him in some way, or like have heard of him, or have some either pleasant or not so pleasant experience with him. So yeah, so you can have Telly. He's a lot easier to plot with than Calder. If you want someone to die, Calder will definitely kill them for you. Seeing as he can manipulate water and blood, he has a lot of fun things. And he's getting kind of itchy. He hasn't done anything in a while, so. Yeah, just hit me up for plotting, I guess. And that is all the questions. God, I don't know how long this video is, but it's probably a long time. Anyway, I enjoyed hearing all of your voices and or seeing all of you, so yeah, have a good day.